A new adventure game with the virtual reality mechanics of something like Half-Life Alyx. Isn't that what we are all eagerly waiting for? Well, I have exceptional news for you today, because Wanderer, the Fragments of Fate, might just be that game. Everything about this one feels right. The mechanics, the graphics, the story, the voice acting, and of course, the gameplay itself. And let me start by explaining what the game is about. You play as Asher Newman, this guy, in a world devastated by humanity's failures. As you make your way through a ruined Boston, your goal is to find your grandfather's apartment in the beginning, and with it, a trail of strange and mystical artifacts. Why? Because it is up to you to save humanity from its own destruction. And you are not alone, and no, this isn't a co-op game. No, you are accompanied by Samuel, a very clever talking watch you find in your grandfather's apartment. Pretty early in the game, you discover that someone has been tampering with time. For example, why were the Russians the first to land on the moon? That's odd, and it's your job to fix it. And you will do that by discovering hidden artifacts that allow you to travel through time. For example, I found one that sent me back to the moon landing, only to find out that someone has just been shot. What happened? That's up to you to figure out. Your grandfather's apartment, called the Sanctuary, serves as your hub. It's the place you always return to. Your grandfather's apartment, called the Sanctuary, serves as your hub. It's the place you always return to after time traveling, and you can carry items between eras. Say you find an umbrella in the apartment. You might need it to shield a flaming torch from a waterfall during the Mayan era. All your items are stored in your watch's inventory, which I love. No clunky backpack or whatever, just a smart, a funny, intuitive system with the watch Samuel. And as you progress, you can upgrade his watch. Initially, it can only store a few items, but there is a special machine that lets you expand its storage. You can also even customize your watch's appearance with different cosmetics. And besides that, your watch will get many unique features. But I won't show you too much of that. And to avoid more spoilers, I won't show too much gameplay here. But what I will say is that I was blown away by the VR mechanics. Nearly everything in the world is interactive. You can pick up objects and combine them in creative ways, sometimes to craft hilarious weapons. And normally I play simulation games, as you all know, but I have a deep love for point-and-click adventures. And this game feels like a point-and-click game in VR, and it's just fantastic. Whenever you pick something up, Samuel, the watch, usually has something to say about it, and the voice acting is really well done.
Yes, that'll be your grandfather, all right. One John L. Newman.
Time travel introduces puzzles that often require items from different eras, so keeping your inventory organized is absolutely key. There are storage closets in the game for a reason. Use them. Trust me, it will save you a lot of time. And yes, you can even bring a shotgun to the Mayan era to deal with some, well, unfriendly individuals. It's kind of hilarious. But this is also the downside for me. The combat. Especially early on, you will run into some enemies. And while many content creators might post slick, edited clips of orchestrated combat sequences, in practice, it feels a bit clunky. It works, sure, but it occasionally breaks the immersion for me. Also, I have already played the original Wanderer, because yes, Fragments of Fate is actually a remake. And if you are wondering whether it's worth it, if you have played the original one, my answer is absolutely yes. There are new puzzles, new locations, upgraded visuals, new weapons. It's a whole new experience. Sure, I remembered some things, but a lot felt new and fresh. Beyond that, I'm excited about what this developer will do next. This game was built for the first time on the new VREF, a next-gen VR framework for Unreal Engine 5. It's designed to speed up VR development and includes a high-fidelity physics interaction system. And wow, that physics system is impressive. Again, nearly everything can be interacted with, and early on you can, for example, use a crowbar to slide down a cable, and it just works flawlessly right out of the box. And just so you know, all the footage you are seeing here is from the Quest 3 standalone. Now, I am usually not a big fan of standalone VR, but the devs have really pushed the limits of the hardware. That said, I did notice occasionally stutterings with my build. Maybe they fixed that. But personally, I would prefer to play this game on the PSVR 2 or via SteamVR for the full graphic experience. It must look absolutely incredible on those platforms. Still though, even on the Quest 3, it looked great. If more Quest games were like this, I would actually consider playing standalone more often, if you ask me. Anyway, the graphics, great. The physics, fantastic. The story, even better. But what really stands out for me is the variety. You travel through time, solving puzzles in distinct environments with unique characters and items in each time and era. It keeps the experience constantly fresh. Really, what a good job they have done. And don't worry if you are new to VR, the game offers plenty of comfort options at the start. Smooth or snap turning, teleportation, vignette settings, and a choice of difficulty. The difficulty only affects combat, so since I didn't care much for that aspect, I went with the easiest setting and focused on puzzles and story, which is really where this game shines. All in all, this is a fantastic game and a true Game of the Year contender in the adventure VR genre. It's hard to imagine another title topping it anytime soon, I think. There's just nothing like diving into another reality, and this adventure does it brilliantly. Thanks, of course, to virtual reality, because you can't really replicate this immersion on a flat screen. We just need more games like this. And whether you are a VR veteran or just starting out, Wanderer, the Fragments of Fate is a must-buy. I hope this gave you a quick insight in what this game has to offer. You really have to experience it for yourself. I'm repetitive, but it's great. Just like the Legacy game, the remake, fantastic. Now let me know if you want to keep up to date. Well, let me know if you want to keep up to date with the latest VR gameplay and hardware stuff. Subscribe to my channel, and I hope to see you in the next video. Ciao, ciao.